Here are 3 reasons why America's most expensive kart track might actually be worth it. So if you want to drive in these 80-mile-per-hour electric karts, it'll cost you $39 for an 8-minute session. But there's a catch, because if you want to unlock the full power of the kart, you'll also need to pay an additional $350 for a pro annual license. Those prices are high enough to make anyone sweat, but let's get into the reasons why it might actually be worth it. For starters, let's talk about the quality of the track itself. In its largest configuration, this FIA grade circuit spans a whopping 1.1 miles or about 1.8 kilometers. Now chances if you show up here to do arrive and drive, you'll be in one of the smaller half-mile configurations, but don't worry, you won't be disappointed. The elevation changes are insane, and each of the layouts I drove have a good mix of low speed, high speed, and technical sections that are super challenging to master. And as someone who's driven on countless Formula 1 tracks around the world, I can confidently say that this kart track has the same quality of road surface and curb construction. But now moving on to the second aspect is the speed of the karts themselves. Now K1 claims that these electric karts are capable of 80 miles per hour in its most powerful configuration, but according to my GPS, it's more like 67 miles per hour or so with a good run onto the back straight. Now that is still a blisteringly fast for a rental kart, and the only other track I've been to in the world that can achieve those speeds is actually in the UK. But if I'm being totally honest, these karts don't feel as fast as they are because the track is so freaking smooth and you can't actually hear how fast you're going with the electric motor. Another interesting point is that these karts have front disc brakes as well as rear, so the stopping power is absolutely incredible. I can't remember the last time I hit the brakes for the first time in a kart and my head actually dove forward. And also because of the front brakes, the driving style to drive these karts feel way more like an actual race car than most other karts I've driven. You end up having to trail the brake into the corner much more than normal, and you don't really get as much snagging of the rears like you typically expect from rear brake only karts. But moving on to my final point I'll make about this track is that the location is literally perfect. Being situated just outside of Los Angeles, this Southern Californian climate means you're almost guaranteed to have perfect conditions when you visit. The consistency in weather means you can just look down at the stopwatch and know instantly whether or not you are improving. So do you guys think this track is worth the money? Let me know down in the comments.